Any trade is only as good as its reward to risk ratio, and hence maximizing the reward to risk is a very key consideration, and it requires a fine calibration. Now, this can be relatively easy if we are only doing one sided trade like a naked option, because we are only dealing on one side and we can look for the best possible entry price and thereby maximizing our reward to risk. But this can become a little tricky if you're doing a two-leg trade, which is the case with many option strategies, like a vertical spread, a strangle, ratio spread, and so on, because it requires a careful entry on each of the leg. And this is because we are executing two or more individual trades to execute a composite trading strategy. And this requires entry efficiency in each leg individually to maximize overall reward to risk profile of our trade basket. Now, there are many countries which allow us to put up a basket trade, but in India it's not yet allowed. So we've got to do this individually. Now, there's no straightforward way of doing this because at one point of time you can only put up one single trade. However, a good mechanism that we can use to our advantage can be the average daily movement of the underlying asset. So let's say one leg involves buying the trade. We can buy near the low range of the ADM, and if the other leg involves selling, then we can sell near the high range of ADM. But this can also be risky because if after executing one leg, the price may move against us. So it's while it on one hand it's not very straightforward, but on the other side, if we are working on a trade with a very high probability in our favor, using ADM more often than not really works out beautifully for us to set up a trade with a very high reward to risk ratio. All right, so that's on reward to risk. We will talk about ADM when we come to the second part of this course. In the next video, we will talk about liquidity. Think about liquidity as the grease in your wheel. Without it, there'll be a lot of friction in options trading, and entry and exit will become highly inefficient.